Hi everybody, it's Aubrey. I can't wait to announce, but today I am here to tell you all that I have finally booked my plane tickets to go to Honduras. So I'm super excited and know that you all are too. So I'm here to give you a couple of details, a couple of updates, and kind of just give you guys the general information that you're gonna need to know if you've been following me for a bit. Some common questions that have been asked, and I think that I really need to explain kind of so that you guys have enough context to follow me without getting confused or, overwhelmed as I continue to film on here and as I continue to post on Instagram. First off, what am I even doing in Honduras? I'm going to Spanish school. I'll be in language school for around 6 to 9 months. My goal is to be fluent in Spanish or at least fully conversational before I finish language school, and that's going to be the majority of my entire time in Honduras. I'm going to be taking Spanish classes. I'm going to be doing full immersion, which means no English for the entirety of the time that I'm there. And I'm going to be gone for almost a year. 9 months is almost a year. So I'm super excited and I can't wait to go. And that is going to be the baseline of what I'm doing. The second question that I get asked is, why did I choose Honduras? Now, that's kind of an easy question to answer, but it's also a little bit more complicated because those who have been with me from the very, very, very start know that Honduras wasn't the only option that I had for language school. I've always felt called to learn another language so that I could help those around me and I could translate and I could be a part of a community that's bigger than myself. And I've always wanted to be missions minded and be involved heavily in ministry. And I've always felt called to do that by learning Spanish and using that tool to communicate the gospel with other people. But there was another Spanish school. It wasn't always the one in Honduras. And honestly, the reason that I chose Honduras, purely because of the fact that I already had ties there. So I have friends down there. I've got people who can support me and get to me quickly. And I was already very familiar with the community due to previous missions trips. Also, it was just cheaper. It was affordable. It was something that I could personally work towards and pay for myself. I'm very, very appreciative for everyone who's contributed to the financial aspects of this trip, but I also wanted to have enough of the cost put on myself so that I wouldn't be a burden to other people, especially my parents. So I chose the option that I was the most comfortable with and that I could afford. Third question, what will I be doing in the meantime? For those of you who don't know, I'm a barista. I'm a barista at Gracefully Crafted. I'm a shift manager there, so I'm there quite often. I've been a barista for quite a while now. I don't exactly know the time frame, but it's one of my favorite things to do. I love coffee, I love talking to people, and that's my entire job. So until I leave on September 7th, I will be working at Gracefully Crafted, and I will continue to be, doing the regular side jobs that I do, babysitting, dog sitting, all of the things, and I'll be taking you with me as I go. I'm also going to continue vlogging everything. And I know that that was kind of something that I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to be doing, but now that I've actually started the channel and I kind of have an in that area, I will continue to do that. Finally, the last question that I get asked most is, what kind of content am I really going to be posting here? Because for a long time it was just Bible studies, and then it was mostly coffee, and then a lot of it was kind of fashion, and it's kind of all merged into this one thing that has become a little less like a mission specific channel, especially my Instagram, and more like a Aubrey channel. And I just want to clarify that this page has always been missions minded and ministry minded. There will always be that aspect, and that will never leave. That is the basis and heart of what I've been doing here. My thing is, I have other interests as well, and I'm very passionate about them, and I love to share them with people. And the best way that I can do that is via YouTube and Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I'm not a fan of TikTok. I probably will never have TikTok, unless that's like where all of y'all are at. I will probably never download TikTok. But most of my content is going to continue to be centered around my life, the missions that I'm doing, my progress in language school, my outfits. I'm very passionate about my clothes, and coffee, because I work with it every single day and I love it so much. So that's most of what y'all are going to be seeing from me. I also like to sing a lot, and I will post some musical content, but that's not going to be the forefront of my page, mostly because of the fact that I can't play any instruments and I don't like singing without instruments. So there's that. I just want to take a second and say thank you to everyone who has been supporting me this far, and to everyone who's really been involved with this channel and with my Instagram and all the social media that I've been doing, whether it is my personal social media, this social media, the social media that I run for my church. I mean, it really does mean a lot that y'all actually care enough to tune in, to see what I'm doing, to be involved in my life in a way that's not super close and connected, but it's still a way that we can connect on a way that is, you know, maintainable over the fact that I'm literally leaving the country. So it's just it means a lot to me, really, that y'all care enough to tune in and care enough to follow me, and you're watching what I'm doing. And I know for a fact that that's going to benefit in the long run. And even when I'm done with Honduras, I'm going to continue doing this. That is something that I've got my heart set on, and I think that it's something that's going to benefit me in the long run, and it's going to benefit us in the long run, because I want to be able to show what it looks like working in ministry, what it looks like learning in ministry, and what it looks like to execute all of the tools that I'm going to be learning. So I can't wait to bring you guys with me on this journey. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.